Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just gonna do a walkthrough of all the notebooks and journals I'm gonna be using for next year. There is a lot, but I have one, my reasons for using them, two, this is my hobby, so I've ended up with a ton that I use and I enjoy all of them and have some reason to use each of them. So let me just start from the bottom up. So we're just gonna move all of these aside. There is a lot of them, and start from the bottom. So the first journal I'll be using next year is my Hobonichi Cousin. I use this for daily planning, and this will be my fourth year using it. Each year I felt very satisfied in my use of it. I plan to use this 2024 weeks One Piece pencil board with it. And I use the weekly sections for talking about all the shows I'm watching, all the fan fiction I'm reading, all the books I'm reading, all the whatever manga I'm reading, whatever chapters of webtoons I've read, if there's an album I'm really into. So everything that comes with entertainment and consuming things, I will be putting that in here. If you can see, we're joined by some Hirono characters from Pop Mart. I've really been getting into collecting those, and I have been collecting them for about half a year or so. And this is Sunny Doll and Cabin, and I think they're from the same collection, which is The Shelter. Going back to my cousin, and then I used my dailies for daily journaling. I have found now that it's actually quite easy for me to fill up a page, simply because I like using stickers and I like using pictures. But I also, because there are days where I have a lot of ephemera and there's a good space for it to be here. I am now also finding that there are days where I have too much ephemera and I need actually another place to put them. So I might look to repurpose some of my older journals for that cause. But I do feel a little weird if any parts of my life that I feel are integral are left out of this journal, because this is my life book. So that's that for next year. The next journal I'm going to talk about is my commonplace journal. So this is housed in a Himitsu Stranger cover, and inside I have a Stalogy 365 notebook, and it's just for commonplacing and notes. This is definitely not an everyday thing. It might not even be a weekly thing. I've been filling this up very slowly and there's no rush for me to fill it up. So that's that notebook. And this is a more serious commonplace. So I have another commonplace, which I'll show you soon. This is serious as in, this is like a lot of just history, art movements, specific articles. To some degree, I think I'm taking this too seriously, so I might think about changing my mindset towards it. But for now, it's working for me, and the goal is to explore topics that I always wanted to know about, but haven't quite gotten around to like researching them. My next notebook is housed in this leather One Piece cover, and this is a natural cover, so it's been aging, and it seems like there is an arc of a cup. I don't remember ever putting a cup on this cover, but I think I might have. And it's been patinaing. You can see the difference here now, where it has aged. And this is my writing journal, so I do creative writing. I'm working on a novel. This is my place to brainstorm ideas and just scribble whatever I want to. So this is kind of what it looks like. I haven't used this too much yet, and that's because I haven't been writing as much as I generally do, but that's because my classes have been really busy at college, and that's really been taking up my time. But I'm hoping to come back to this later on during the winter break or after I graduate. Another journal I have, this is very new, I picked this up. This is a Taro Okamoto April Start Weeks for 2024, but I picked this up during the Black Friday sale on Amazon, and this was for $20, which I thought was great. And this is going to serve as my alcohol journal. Now that's going to sound really weird, but I've been getting into alcohol, and I've been trying out alcohol, and I recently took a wine class at college where we just learned about different types of grape varieties, different type of wines, how they're made, how tastes differ depending on the way they're cultivated. And so I haven't started using this journal yet, but this is meant to be me trying out alcohol and leaving reviews. And like I intend to separate this book into two, the front part being for like bottled drinks I've had, and the second part for cocktails that I've tried. This is just like a personal interest, kind of a singular research weeks where I just talk about the alcohol I've tried and how I liked it and where it was from and how much it cost and where was I when I drank it, that kind of thing. I just thought it would be interesting to track that. I have another, I have a Leuchtturm journal, and I've been using this for a really, really, really long time. It is from, let me quickly check the date. So the first entry on this is from 2022, and I'm only like this far into it. And that's because this is my emotion journal, and this is a journal where I come to when I want to process hard things, and really talk about some deep, dark emotions. My cousin is more so, I did this, I did that, I was thinking about this, but it never really like delves into anything. This journal is for like really talking about personal stuff and things that are really bothering me. And the reason why I'm not very far into this journal is I actually have a really hard time talking about stuff, and not even talking, like writing about stuff that actually is actively bothering me, because I like avoiding those things. So I can never actually process them in this journal because I'm too, like, I know it's gonna tire me out to sit down and write 3 pages on everything I was feeling, and so I get intimidated and I keep putting it off. And then by the time that I'm ready to write in this thing, I've somehow processed them and there's no point in writing it, which is why I've not gotten far in this journal, but it's there for me when I need it. And there's no rush to finish it. But this is one of those things where it's like, it's kind of I'm the problem, and I need to get better at just sitting down and talking about what I want to say. So that's that. Another journal, this is actually a sketchbook, is this one. I've also had this for a while. I'm doing a challenge with me and my best friend. And I've started this in 2023, and I haven't gotten very far into it. But here's some pages I've completed. Some figures, Good Omens, fan art, some planning. So this is just for me to do art and play around with it. So these are just all the pages I've completed. And like I said, we'll be doing a challenge this December. So there are some prompts that I'll be hoping to finish in this sketchbook. I used to do fine arts, and I was pretty much around high school time, did a lot of classes, art classes, was planning on going into fine arts and becoming an artist. And then I decided that I actually preferred not being an artist. Not because of anything, but I was finding that art took a lot out of me as far as like my mental health goes. But I still really enjoy art, and I want to come back to it as a hobby. So I'm kind of playing around with getting back into art on my own terms and doing it with less stakes and less worry and being more playful with it. Which a part of it I do in my daily journals, where I play around with stickers and stuff, but I want to also do like the doodling kind of art. Another journal I have, this one's new, this is a 3-year journal from Midori for the 30th anniversary Oji-san collection, and I picked this up from Atlas Stationers. And this was one of those things where I was there in person and I really wanted it, and I had a limited window to make a decision because I was standing there. And I was like, do you want it or not? And I took it because I was in a stationery store and everything was tempting me. But I have a pretty interesting way I think I'm going to use this. And it's going to be, since this is undated, I'm actually going to use it to just record eventful events. So I'll go through 2024's daily journal, my daily journal, and put in specific important events. So whenever I have an important event, I'll log it in, and there's going to be a max of 3 events per day that will fit in this journal. And so I'm thinking that I'll use it as long as it takes to fill it up with all important events. I think it would be interesting to just look back on like a highlight reel of your life. So that's what this is for. And so this is pretty low stakes. I can fill it out whenever, because I'll be recording things in my daily journal anyway. And then I have my A6 daily planner. So this is a Hobonichi cover, One Piece cover from last year that I picked up from Jet Pens this year. And this is a Little River Band Lashio. And inside I have a Sterling ink, 6 vertical full year. And I've set this up. I'm pretty much done setting this up. So it starts off with this photo from One Piece. It's fan art. I'm not sure who it's done by because I kind of just use Pinterest to find my images, but I'll be more cognizant of that since I'm sharing it in the future. And this is just Bonchan and Sanji, and I thought it matched the energy of the cover. And I usually spend a lot of time picking my first picture because that's the one I'll be seeing all the time. And then we have the yearly, the goals page, which I have mocked up my goals page in like a docs, and I'll be transferring that when I have some time. I'm still thinking on it a little bit. This is gonna be my menstruation and workout tracker. This is gonna be for goals, and I'll just divide this in half, and it'll be goals before the month started and check back in on how it went. This is gonna be like an indexing page where I kind of write down the corresponding pages. So I'll number them from 1 to 365, and there's 365 pages in the back. And then I'll just index what was on those pages here. And then the monthlies are for important events, big deadlines, pre-orders, notable events, paydays, and holidays. That's the monthly. The weekly is for time tracking. So currently I use my Sterling ink packet planner, and I have a let's see, I have an N1 vertical full year, and here I use this for time tracking and putting in like episodes that come out, tasks that I have to do here and here, stuff like that. So I use it as much as I need to, or as little as I need to. So week by week my use changes, so you can see this is really empty while this is really full. So it just depends. And I tried to go a year without like a vertical weekly, and I found that I really found this incredibly helpful, and I do need it around in my life because it helps me visualize my week and kind of understand how much time I have. So that's that. The only reason I dropped down the size is because I want it to be more compact and carry my planner around everywhere. And then here's the page after, just after the weeklies end. This is gonna be for division. I have yet to decorate it. And then I'm doing the 52 reading challenge, so I have the out here. And I'm just gonna note down all the books I read for the challenge. I have a books read tracker, a mangas read tracker, shows to watch, movies to watch, manga Danmei collection priority. These are just certain series that I want to prioritize collecting next year, since I do collect manga Danmei books, mangas to read, and these are mangas I want to read online to see if I want to collect them or not. Not like just a to be read. This is a wish list. Once again, I want to be more mindful with the things I buy, but also oftentimes I will want to buy something and then it like plagues my mind because I'm like, don't forget about this thing, don't forget about this thing. So I can just put it down here and be like, I want to eventually get this, and it helps me kind of like calm down. And I have a bunch of pages for that. I have another section for bags I want, and this is not in my wish list because I've been getting really into bags since like December of 2023, and it's become a real hyperfixation. And now I know so much about bags. in a year that followed. And so there's so many bags I want. Suddenly I know about leather, suddenly I know about brands, I know about ways of making bags and what all kinds of bags are called, and the different styles and what they are called, all this information. And so I have a personal wish list for collecting bags. I don't have the funds to get any of these bags right now, but I just want to be a little bit mindful of what I get. A page for big purchases. So these are anticipated big purchases. So stuff like paying for my phone bill. I pay my phone bill off like annually. So it's just a one-time big purchase. And then the Hobonichi order is an anticipated big purchase, that kind of thing. I have a page for my passwords, just to make sure that I remember them. Arguably, this is not the best idea. However, the concerns for cyber safety is now more online than it is through analog. So I don't think this is as dangerous. A master to-do list. So everything that I kind of want to do that I think, oh, I should do that, but I don't really have like a set time that I want to do it in, I'll drop it in here. And this is a helpful breakdown I did for myself, which is all my dated planners that I want to keep up with like almost daily will be here. So this is the 5-year journal, the cousin, and the planner, and just listing my daily responsibilities, the weekly setups I have to do, and the monthly things I have to do, and then the yearly things I have to do. For some of these, not all categories are filled up. So for my cousin, there is no yearly setup I have to do, and there's no quarterly setup I have to do. Same with my 5-year journals, there's no quarterly setup here. So in the quarterly setup, I've just listed all the journals I'm using this year. And I thought this would be a helpful reference for when I get really overwhelmed and confused. Because I have this thing where I kind of, if nothing is written down, I feel really confused about it. And so I thought that it would be helpful if I just had things down like this. These pages are reserved for places I want to go to explore in Chicago and restaurants, because I find that I've lived in Chicago for quite a long time, like 11 years or so, and I still haven't been to very many places. I don't really know Chicago like a native should, and so I want to really explore more and go to places and really discover Chicago. And so I thought I'd make that part of my goal next year. So this page is reserved for 5 books in 2025. Initially, I was thinking of doing 25 books in 2025, but I thought that would be too ambitious considering the fact that I'm also doing the 52 reading challenge. So I've dropped it down to 5 books in 2025, and I'm doing it through categories. So it's going to be a classic book, a nonfiction book, a fun book, a fantasy book, and a manga. And this page is companies I want to keep an eye out for jobs. Since I will be applying to full-time jobs next year after I graduate. This is an overall income / spending tracker. So I'll check back at the end of every month to write about my total income and total spent. Adulting logs, I think I've seen a few people do this now on YouTube, along with Lindsay Scribbles, which is just writing down things you did and when you did them last, so you kind of can keep track of that. Thought that would be helpful. I haven't set that up yet. And then the rest will just be me setting up monthlies, so I can show you how I do that. So okay, hold on. So this is my January for this year. As you can see, my sleep is all kinds of messed up, and I'm working on that. So January, I set up a page, a cover page, and then a sleep tracker. And then I have a finance tracker, which I won't show you, a workout tracker, a habit tracker, goals and aims, monthly releases, and this is just some random stuff I have in here for that month. So, and then how I might track my week. I've been also trying out the Alistair method, and I don't usually do this every week, but sometimes when I feel like I need it, I'll do something like this. And then I have just my daily to-do. And it will be pretty similar here. I found that this method works for me. So that is that. The next journal I have here is this little Midori cat pocket diary, I believe. And this is just, once again, I was at Atlas Stationers. It was cute, so I picked it up. It was way more expensive than I was expecting, because I read the price in Japanese yen and it was like $10, and I was like, I can do that. And it turned out to be like $18, which maybe I should have sucked it up and put it back, but I didn't, so I have it now. And there's a monthly tracker. There's cat illustrations every month, and frankly speaking, I don't really need this, but what I will be using it for is something really fun, which is just a sticker a day. And so I'll just be putting small stickers in here. It's too small for me to actually write anything, so it's gonna be sticker a day. And I think this could be something that will bring me simple joy. And I found that as I've started to rely on paper methods, to keep track of my thoughts and all my goals and all my plans, I found that my life is so much better, which is why I have so many journals and so many books, and it does work for me. And this is my Japanese study journal, and the cover here is the April release from Hobonichi by Shibata Keiko. And this is my Japanese study journal. So here's some terrible kanji writing, and just says Nihongo, I believe. I can't actually read that yet. A small index section. I have a little hiragana chart, and just notes on my Japanese study stuff. I'm using this along with the Japanese textbook to study, and I find that writing it out helps me a lot. And this next journal is my commonplace too. And this is where I put stuff from the internet, stuff from books I read that I don't want to necessarily reflect on, but things that I found fun and interesting. And it's just a place where it kind of is based on vibe, where things that go in here are really random and can be anything. And this is a One Piece Hon from 2024. I am just about halfway through it, so I'll use it until I'm done with it and then start the 2025 One Piece Hon. So if you can see here, I'm using this pencil board by Shibata Keiko, and I just have notes. So you see here I've written that I'm at a loss for words, using the internet meme of loss, if you're familiar. And I think one of the notes that I saw on this was that it's like a Tumblr post that was reposted on Instagram where I saw it, where this is the English language's first kanji, and I was like, that's pretty interesting, right? So it's just really random stuff, where I have like short quotes, long quotes, some poetry, just some really random stuff. And I'm really free in this journal, and every now and then I'll just spend like an hour in here just writing pages. And these excerpts are from a book I recently read, and this is also from that book. And I also have a few images here. It's like some really random One Piece drawings from this creator called Dale Spitz, and I thought the style was interesting, so now I have a few pages of just these pictures and like a weird meme and more writing. Like, it just is a random notebook, and I'm calling it my commonplace too, because this is a less serious version where I put whatever and anything I want to put in here. And this book is a little bit also self-help, where it's a lot of things that I find inspiring and joyous or interesting in here, so that when I feel down and bad, I can flip through and it feels good. And then finally, we have my 5-year journal, which I have failed with this once, so this is my second and last chance. And I'm hoping to keep up with the daily, so it's going to be highlight of the day, and then it's going to be a journal prompt on this side. And the goal is to come back to here every day. I will say it now, I struggle with doing things daily, but I have been pretty good with staying up to date on my cousin for the past 3 years. And so I think I can figure out a way to make this work for me. Those are all the journals I'm using next year. I thought I'd give a sneak peek of what or how I use my cousin. So this is my cousin. I've been using an Avec this year, which is why it's not as thick as it would have otherwise been. I'll show you a decorated page. So this is an example of what a decorated page looks like. I do anything from this kind of extreme decoration to something that's very low stakes. This is not low stakes, but this is another style. So I kind of just do some really random ways of decorating. Some are just really awful, some are actually good. Some days look really brutal and nasty, and some days look really pretty and well thought out and well planned. Because this is a daily planner, which I also decorate daily, the quality is incredibly diverse of what my writing looks like and what my decorations look like, simply because my energy levels vary so much, and I've learned to kind of like accept that and let that go. And once I flip the page, I can start anew and there's more hope for me. So that's how I've kind of learned to let go of that perfectionism. But just because I've learned to let go of that in this book doesn't mean I can let go of that in all the other journals I have. So that's still something I'm working on. That's all for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and comment if you enjoyed watching it. And let me know what you're using for next year, and I hope you have a good one.